What's up, Iron Academy? Just want to talk a bit about carb sources, protein sources, and just there's a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people that you watch videos, I hear people talking about what they eat, and I just kind of wanted to go over some of the things that I've found over the years to be more productive in terms of whether you're trying to gain or lose. So as far as weight gain, muscle gain, I'm just going to go over some kind of quick tips, some things that I've noticed. A lot of people are almost kind of getting, I find anyway, it seems like people are almost getting lazy nowadays when it comes to eating, right? They want the whole flexible dieting, if it fits your macros, all that kind of stuff. And to me, some of it is really good because yes, you don't have to be super strict to still get results. But at the same time, I think people take it to another level where they're going beyond that. They're going to the point where now it is becoming an issue because they're totally falling off track of anything that's gonna, get them to where they need to be. So as far as protein sources, I see people, they're counting their macros and their nutrients, and you look at some of the even people on YouTube and stuff, you'll see them counting in their MyFitnessPal, and their protein sources, they'll get 170 grams of protein or whatever it is for the day, and you really didn't see them eat very much actual protein from meat or like natural protein sourced foods. You might see them eat one meal that had chicken in it, and the rest of the meals are shakes and this and that. It's just so one of the things that I've noticed has really helped myself push past barriers in the past was stop counting all the garbage protein that you can get from foods. You read a label and you see a bagel label and it says, whatever it is, 30 grams of carbs or 40 grams of carbs, and then it says down below 8 grams of protein or something. Well, don't count that in your daily protein, right? Because it's not going to be really as effective in getting you where you need to be protein-wise as eating eggs, chicken, turkey, beef. All these things are going to be much more efficient for your body in terms of repair, etc., than getting your protein source from counting three slices of bread, or counting protein from yogurt, which is fine, does have protein in it. But that's what I'm saying is one easy thing you can try. If your goal is to get 200 grams of protein a day, try and get at least 100 of it from eggs, chicken, turkey, tuna, whatever. But just at least try to start getting it from some good, meat sources. Unless you're a vegetarian, but that's not really my cup of tea. So, carb sources, same thing. A lot of people are going way off. They're starting to try and get their carbs. They're counting carbs, but they're counting it from like everything under the sun, and if you're eating a bag of chips and you're counting that as carbs on the day, or you're counting it as protein, a lot of people, they're starting to buy all this stuff that's like, oh, protein chips and all this kind of stuff. Just, if you think that that's actually going to be as good for your body as, downing, say a cup of white rice or a cup of brown rice, or, eating a couple of potatoes, I don't see anybody ever eating potatoes anymore. And they're like one of the best carb sources that you can have. White potatoes, yams, or sweet potatoes, stuff like that. These are sources that your body naturally can absorb. They've been eating them for millions of years. These are natural things that occur and grow on the planet. When you start feeding your body all the other fluff, that's manufactured, it really isn't going to be digested as well as natural food sources. So in the end, you're not getting as much out of it as you would have from something more natural. So those are some easy tips that I have found have just shot me right through plateaus before. Is just switching, if I start to fall off track and I'm starting to count little things, I'm getting lazy, I'm not food prepping, I'm eating out, I'm doing all this stuff, I don't get as much quality gains and strength gains as when I'm actually just counting the natural foods, so to speak. So, if I eat out all week, Subway every lunch, I'm actually getting more calories in that lunch meal than I would have had I brought chicken and rice. However, at the end of the day, I always feel stronger, I feel healthier, and I've noticed my strength and size gains better when I'm following a program that has more of a natural flow to it. Yes, I eat other stuff as well, just to, satisfy my taste. But, when I'm actually talking about getting results, try to stick with the natural stuff. So, in supplementation, same thing. You can go with whey protein. You can go with weight gainers if you're trying to look to gain weight. But again, a lot of those weight gainers, there's a lot of junk, a lot of sugar. You might as well just pour yourself 4 bowls of cereal and eat that instead. A lot of those weight gainers are very overpriced for what you're getting. So you got to be careful, read the labels, read the ingredients. Don't just read protein, carbs, fat. That's it. A lot of people are getting into this into this bad habit. You'll see them when they do their grocery shops on YouTube. You see these guys go, "Oh, come with me to the grocery store. I'll show you what I eat." And all they ever look at is protein, carbs, fat. That's it. And you got to be aware of a bit more than that. You know what I mean? Yes, a lot of these guys are like 19, 20 years old. Their bodies can process a lot more sugars and substances like that. But if you got to be aware of what you're putting in, anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But bottom line is, try and get your food sources a little bit more natural, especially from the protein. Don't be afraid of carbs, especially when you are bulking. I'll give you an example. When bulking, I would say at least probably 3 to 4 times your body weight for carbs, and try and get pretty lean carb sources, so your fat content isn't driven up and your sodium content isn't driven up. Because chances are, if you're eating junk food for those carb sources, the more junky the food is, the higher that sodium level is going to be. So you want to keep that down for blood pressure and whatnot. So yes, I would recommend, potatoes, rice, bagels, oatmeal, definitely oatmeal, for even when you're bulking or when you're cutting, it doesn't matter. But the count, I would say, would be 3 to 4 times your body weight. So if you're 200 pounds, you're looking at 400 grams of carbs to 500 grams of carbs a day. And when you are trying to lean out and on a cut, I usually say about, it's going to be somewhere between 1 to 3 grams a day, or grams times your body weight. It depends on where you're at, though, right? It depends on how far overweight technically you are as far as body fat level. If you're only 15 pounds over your stage weight, well, you got to account for what you're already at. So, and then also carb cycling is going to be another one. Going one day high, next day medium, next day low, and then restarting. So let me know what you guys think. If any of you guys have noticed this, I just think it's really easy nowadays to fall off track, and people are getting a little bit lazy. Don't get lazy. That's the biggest thing. There's so much out right now to make you guys get lazy. There's just so many foods out there right now. You go to the grocery store and there's probably only really 2 aisles that are actually kind of quote unquote healthy food. That whole rest of the grocery store most of it is garbage. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's aisles there I don't even go down. You know what I mean? So it's stick with the basics as much as you can. Add in some flavor with other foods and sauces and whatnot. But, you know, try to stay, if you can, away from the TV dinners and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of food services that seem to be popping up recently. If you can afford it, I think those are probably actually a really good way to get your meals in. I find it's a bit pricey, right? For the average person, it would be quite pricey compared to just a grocery shop list. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And yeah, keep punishing that iron. Peace.